Joey Votto finally hung up the cleats. He's done. He was in AAA in Buffalo, and he was like, you know what? I am no longer good at this, and walked away from the game while the Reds were in town in Toronto. What a perfect ending to his career.
Yeah, I was hoping he would be able to come up for this series when they're playing the Blue Jays, and I think he probably was too. It just wasn't happening, and then he just had that realization that now's the time, and, again, feel so fortunate I got to watch Joey Votto for so long, had so many tremendous years with the Reds, and yeah, all good things come to an end, and so does Joey Votto's career.
Yeah, I think that his whole thing, he was gunning to come back and play. He was going to play. Like, everyone had this weekend marked, or that series marked, being like, Joey's going to come back. He's going to be ready. This will be his swan song. He'll finally get to don the uniform of his country, being Toronto Blue Jays. And then he just sucked. He sucked. I mean, I'm looking at it. In 15 games in Buffalo, he had 1 homer, 4 RBIs, 8 walks, 22 strikeouts, 143, 275, 214. Yikes.
He did have that home run, his first at bat. I think the first swing he had.
Yeah.
But then afterwards, he came down into the dugout, rolled his ankle on a bat that was on the steps, and that's what I'm blaming it on. I feel like my man would have came back.
Yeah.
Would have been hitting 400.
No. That stat line is from after the ankle injury came back.
I do not care. I already said it, with a lot of fervor. I pointed, Billy.
You pointed? That's a really big deal.
That's better than facts.
You should run for president.
I think you can do it.
But the strong point. But yeah, dude, there was just no way. And he even acknowledged when he said, I'm no longer good. It sucks, but you know what? Selfishly, I'm really glad he never wore another uniform.
Yeah, personally, I would have allowed that if it would have been the Blue Jays and he would have played that series and then would have called it quits. That would have been a great storybook ending of I was on the field the last time with the Reds, wearing a different uniform, but I got to participate with that and just kind of close out that chapter on his life. So I think that would have been really cool. However, the fact that he played always with the Reds, I think that's even better.
That's great because we're probably never going to see that again.
Yeah.
Never going to see it again in baseball. You're never going to see it again in another sport.
Yeah, it's wild. He was both ushering in the new era of baseball, analytics, and now probably closing out that end of a franchise player.
Yeah, someone who was just so goddamn good.
Yeah, and played for a long time and just really changed his game up a lot over the years, especially towards the end. We saw him, try to hit for more power, had some great runs. We'll talk about some, Joey Votto highlights here. But, I mean, he's a guy that, deserves all of his, roses and accolades because, I mean, just played the game as best as what you can hope for. And so glad to get to watch him. And feels weird.
It does feel well. It feels weird, but Joey Votto is kind of his attitude and the way he carried himself, the way he played. It's kind of the epitome of Cincinnati. Mm-hmm. He was an undervalued prospect. He was undervalued behind Jay Bruce, and everyone was hyping up Jay Bruce. Jay Bruce is going to be the best. He's going to go, oh my God, best prospect. And Joey Votto just kept hitting, kept forcing his way up the system, up the ladder, and made himself undeniable. And then got here and proved it. And then just kept working hard. How is that and is severely just undervalued in the grand scheme of what happened over those 17 years that he played? Makes you think, man, that guy truly is Cincinnati.
Yeah, it was going against the grain. Definitely had some adversities. Going against, kind of being like the heel for the press initially. He definitely was not in the good graces with them, and then kind of became more of a fun, jovial character. And yeah, he just kind of had snubbed his nose to people. It was this is how I play. If you don't like it, hey, that's too bad.
Whatever.
I'm not changing for you.
Well, it's that thing where you're talking about the old guard to new guard. And Joey Votto, there were certain broadcasters who would go after and be like, another walk from Joey Votto. It's hey, if you look at his on-base percentage and what he's done, I don't know, that's pretty elite when you compare those numbers to, I don't know, Ted Williams and Barry Bonds.
No, I'd rather see him sky a pop out in the shallow right.
Yeah. Instead of being reserved, instead of having a productive out, he would rather take a walk.
Yeah, keep sharpening his skills. I'd rather see him, for my, good graces, take a wild hack.
Dude, it's crazy. Like, if he would have hung it up earlier and didn't have the 2022 and 2023 years.
Oh, the 300.
Yeah, it's 294. I'm not worried about that. Dude, OBP 409 for his career is fucking insane.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you look at all of these years and these bold on-base percentage numbers. I mean, 2012 and 111 games, 474 on-base percentage.
Dude, and you're thinking about, too, on the down years that he did play with the Reds, he was getting pitched around kind of consistently for a while, which a lot of good players will. However, you just think about like how much better some of those numbers would have been, and if he would have made it into the playoffs and had some wins there, that'd have been a lot more, good stuff for him. That's like the one knock against him.
That's not his fault.
No, it isn't. It isn't. It isn't.
Bullshit.
But I'm just saying it like. From the perspective of baseball writers, from the perspective of some of these people that will be like voting for like the Hall of Fame, so that would be something they consider to some degree.
Oh, of course. Oh, that 100% consider that. So that leads me to this question that I have written down. I don't think he's getting in first ballot. I think he should, especially when you look at Joe Mauer's numbers and what he did. Again, different position with first base and catcher. What ballot do you think he gets in at?
I think it all depends on who's voting for it. I think I don't know exactly all the people that are involved with this, but if it's more of a newer generation of voters, I think that he gets voted number one. However, if it's going to be more of contempt or who would vote on it right now versus in the future when Votto will be in 2029, I think he won't get it the first time if it's made up currently of the people now that vote on it.
Yeah, I think he gets in third ballot. Just because of what you said with postseason stats, which isn't his fault, but people will be like, well, did he hit, he hit?
He's going to be getting compared against people that did have, so it's inevitable that's going to be a comparison.
Right, he didn't hit 400 home runs. They'll be like, he's a first baseman who didn't hit 400 home runs. That's how they'll look at it. And that's old school baseball bullshit.
True.
Instead of looking at it and being like, the peak is absolutely bananas insane. 2017, when he lost by 2 votes, he had 134 walks to 83 strikeouts. OPS of 1.032. If it wasn't for Giancarlo Stanton hitting like 90 million home runs, he would have won it.
Yeah.
It's just like, cool, 2 MVPs. And they're like, you only went to 6 All-Star games. Who gives a fuck about the All-Star game?
Yeah, the All-Star games don't really mean anything. It's mostly a popularity contest and who went to the biggest city. It's really all it is.
Yeah, especially since it's now online voting and ballots. Like, remember we were kids, you had to poke out the ballot at the ballpark. Yeah. And now it's like, back then it was like, well, this person's the best. We're putting them in.
Yeah. Oh, that was fun. That was nostalgic.
That was so fun, dude. Dude, man, people just like Votto getting screwed. Recount the votes.
Yeah, there's something else I wanted to say about Votto and with the Hall of Fame. Oh, I just had it. We're poking out ballots, Oh, yeah, he's never had a Silver Slugger.
Dude, that's insane to me. He has a Gold Glove, MVP, no Silver Slugger. And that's what's even more crazy. 2017, you put his numbers next to who did win it? Paul Goldschmidt. Joey Votto wins.
Yeah, there's a couple years where Votto had stats that were better than somebody that won the award for Silver Slugger, MVP. So a lot of it is going back to the All-Star thing. There's a lot of politics that come into play. There's a lot of your personality, who you're playing for, how competitive your team is. Getting back to the Reds not playing, some of the years he played was very subpar.
Yeah. Well, up until 2011, Pujols was your first baseman for the NL.
Yeah, true.
So, and Joey Votto got to enjoy that 2012 on. So that's, tough to beat That first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah, Albert Pujols is not from this planet, so I will concede that.
Yeah, I will allow that. So it's tough to be like, all right, well, okay, who's after that? And you have to think about some other sluggers. But dude, like 2013, he's 6th in MVP voting. He plays all 162 games.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Especially now, just thinking about, I mean, I know we're talking about a 40-year-old, but still, like, even now, a person playing 162 games is not common.
No, he did it twice. He did it in 2017, again, when he lost by 2 votes to Giancarlo Stanton. Like, dude, that season, it's kind of infuriating when you look at it, and you're like, and Joey didn't win it? Really? So you look at 2017. Okay, listen to this line. 281, 376, 631 slugging, 59 homers, 132 ribbies with a 1.007 OPS, right? Joey Votto had a 1.032 OPS with 36 homers, 100 ribbies. Statistically, he didn't outslug him, but he got on more and had a worse team around him too.
Yeah, so a lot more impressive, I think, arguably, the MVP year, or it should have went to Joey that year.
Yeah.
But, he did get overlooked sometimes based upon some of this stuff.
Yeah.
The optics of being in, a team that wasn't succeeding.
Well, neither were the Marlins, but this is crazy just looking at this baseball reference. Giancarlo Stanton had 85 walks that year. Joey Votto had 83 strikeouts.
That's insane.
That's bananas. Dude, he was just so good. So it's just insane to think, like, that there are people out there who say that he's not and should not be in the Hall of Fame. That argument for me completely goes out the window as soon as they put Harold Baines in the Hall of Fame. So you're like, who? Exactly. Harold Baines should not be in the Hall of Fame. I'm telling you right the fuck now. Which means Joey Votto got to be in there.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So, and when you're talking about we're talking about old guard with Joey Votto. I mean, think about what was it, 2011, 2010 when he hit that homer that went through the smokestacks?
I don't remember what year it was.
But he went, he put his hands up like
field goal. Yeah.
Right, pretty awesome. Can't find that clip anywhere. But he got chewed out for that.
Really?
He got chewed out, and they were like, you act like a professional, you be a professional, you don't ever do that, you don't showboat, sit down and think about what you've done. Compared to now, if someone were to do that, say, oh my God, literally anyone does that, holy shit, that's going on a Topps Now card.
Yeah, that'll be celebrated immediately. People will be going wild. But then, I mean, Joey, God forbid, he showed a little bit of personality at that time. Oh,
yeah, that's just how the game was. And I think that shows you how much, like, being a part of that old guard, and they're going like, hey, man, shut the fuck up, to now where they're like, be cool.
Yeah, flip that bat, brother.
Yeah, wear 19 chains, have dreads, don't hit your wife.
Yeah.
But, like, be cool, help grow the sport.
Yeah. And now, it's changed dramatically.
Yeah, Joey helped pass the baton. Think about this, too. Joey Votto played on the same team as Ken Griffey Jr. and Ellie De La Cruz. Same player. Those two.
That's wild.
It's so cool, man. What was your favorite, what are your favorite Joey moments?
Well, I'll go off of that. You talked about having Joey having played on the same team as Ken Griffey Jr. and now Ellie De La Cruz. One of my favorite moments was seeing Joey Votto dressed in the Friday night City Connects, that game where he had, I believe, 2 home runs.
Yes.
And it was a cycle game for Ellie, but seeing that transition and connection between old and new, and seeing how Votto, just coming off the IL, helps the team have a come from behind win, which was like such the DNA of that year. Ugh. And just seeing it all coalesce in that Friday night that was just one of the most magical games I've ever watched. That was one of like the best Votto highlights, that I have, and also recent memory too.
Yeah. Just that, and then the shenanigans. Just the immense amount of shenanigans. I think now, since it's gotten better with time, my favorite Votto shenanigan was buying Zach Cozart a donkey.
That was a shenanigan.
That was textbook shenanigan, because we didn't know this. Joey just bought him a donkey. We thought, oh, that's weird. That's just Joey Votto being weird. Just get him a donkey, right? Gets the donkey. Zach figures out what to do with it. Turn the clock forward to now. Zach Cozart's Twitter is a nightmare.
Yeah, he's very much not a donkey. He's very hard red.
Very far right. So much so, one of my favorite Zach Cozart tweets, he's walking his dog, and he looks down, and there's just a pile of dog poop in the walkway. And he looks down, and he picks it up, he goes, guess a Biden voter left this year, then threw it away. It's like, what? That doesn't make any sense.
Oh, so did you just pick up dog shit, random shit on the ground?
Yeah. It's like,
you weirdo.
You know what's really crazy about liberals is that we're like eco-conscious and are green and better for the future. So like thinking about having a better future, we would pick up the dog poop.
Also, most of us are cat people. All right.
A lot of them. Alicia and I were thinking about that. We're like, who's going to watch our dog? We can't just give our dog to somebody else to watch because all of our friends are cat people.
Very true.
Good liberals have cats. We're cat mommies. Mm-hmm. So the fact that Joey Votto trolled to the level where he knew Cozart was such a staunch Republican that he put on a national campaign to get Cozart to the All-Star game so that he could give him the mascot of the Democratic Party just to piss him off is unreal god tier trolling.
That's really good trolling. Also, the fact that he has to then take care of a donkey is hysterical.
It is so funny. Just like when Letterman gifted Conan a horse. Right? Conan's like, what am I going to do with this? It's like, I don't fucking care.
You better look it up, man. You better figure it out. It looks hungry. It's going to need some room to run.
And I hear they eat a lot.
Where you live? New York? I better figure that out.
Yeah. Oh, time to get a carriage. You have a second job. Mm-hmm. So that one's that's like my favorite top tier Joey Votto goofing.
Goofing, I will say, I think the paper airplane moment, absolutely hysterical. This is when Votto is being pure heel. He knows it. He's being like a wrestler when he sees this moment, like, oh, the paper airplane represents fun. Well, not in this house. Picks his, heel up and literally his heel and drives it into the airplane. Oh, it was so funny.
Oh, dude, that was great. And then running for the ball in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Because fuck the Phillies and sprinting up and grabbing it and then just keeping it into the bat boy. Like, nope, they can't have that.
These Philly fans.
No. They'll chuck batteries at me.
And then him taking a ball and chucking it out of, what was it, Chicago?
Wrigley.
Yeah.
Oh, it went on the roof. Oh, and it's coming back.
That's so cool.
He was the man, dude.
Just not giving a fuck.
Not giving a fuck. Now the question is, what is Joey Votto's second act?
What is he going to do?
Yeah, what's he going to do?
He's probably going to come back and just cut the grass. That's probably what he's going to do. He's probably going to come up, show up randomly, unannounced, and just cut the grass. He's just going to kind of be like a Dave Chappelle that just pops up every once in a while and just bumps people on the mic.
And he'll be driving a school bus.
Yeah, he probably will
be driving that school bus. Here's my guess. I guess that he is going to start a podcast interviewing comedians.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
If he needs a co-host or two, we got a guy or two.
We know some people.
But I think because that's what's always interested him is the process of stuff. Like, listen, there's a podcast with him and Greg Daniels. The guy who created The Office.
Really?
And Joey's like trying to pick his mind, and Greg's like, I gotta go. And Joey's like, wait. I'm Joey Votto. Hold on.
Scratch the surface.
Come on. So I think that's something that he would be interested in doing and hearing that mindset and hearing all those different mindsets and breaking those down. And then put him in the booth.
Get him up there.
Get him in the Bally booth immediately. That would be awesome. Or get him on the national desk.
Yeah. I think a lot of people would really benefit from hearing Joey Votto and his perspective, and just, my goodness, he's a national treasure. The baseball community loves him. I would love to see him. I mean, granted, you're retired. Enjoy your time off. Do whatever you want to do. But I would love to see you up in the booth.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want. Become a chess professor. I don't know, whatever you're going to do.
Chest fresser?
Chest fresser.
That's a tough one.
Not many people can do it.
How many? Joey Votto could.
But yeah, do whatever you want. Of course, the booth is naturally the place where I'd love to see him.
You know what? Just do whatever you want.
Joey, hey, you don't got to wait for me to tell you what to do.
Just do whatever you want. I mean, honestly, thank you, Joey Votto. It was a fun run. I feel like you were shafted in your prime by the front office for them not putting forth any effort at your peak, and you were one of the best baseball players of a generation that no one knew of because you just rotted at Great American Ballpark.
Yeah, but I enjoyed watching you rot, buddy. It was so fun. No, you did a lot more than rot. You fucking crushed it. It was so much fun, and you did great, and it was so much fun to watch.
I'm not saying he was rotting. I'm saying everyone else around him. When you are looking at a lineup card and it has Joey Votto and Mason Williams in it, you're like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
15, 16, 17, 18, 19 was fun. Pandemic. 21 was fun. Then they dismantled 22. Throwaway, his shoulder was hurt. 23 gave it a ride.
Yeah, 23 was wild. That was a fun year.
God, that was fun. But we'll always have the highlights. But yeah,
We will.
that was great.
Hats off.
That was awesome. Love you, Joey Votto. See you in Cooperstown.
See you in Cooperstown. See you in the fart dunge.
See you in the fart dunge. Yeah, you're more than welcome to come on the pod.
We got some extra shaky stools for you.
Yeah, if you come down here, Chris will live paint you.
I will paint you. I can't. I got some other canvases in the back. I actually do. I do have a canvas in the back that's primed, that intended for a Joey Votto illustration. That's dead serious.
Oh.
So, Joey, we can make it happen.
Dude.
Live paint.
Live paint. Oh, I didn't mean on a canvas. I thought that you were going to paint on Joey.
Same thing.
Like,
we'll make it happen.
That'd be great. Some good old-fashioned Votto body painting.
Yeah. His new hobby.
Votto body painting. Come here. Let me touch you. Let me get you with my watercolors. Joey, it's just 3 different shades of the same white. Oh, I know. Let's come. Okay.
All right.
All right. Okay.